There we go. So this is the next set that I wanted to cast between Prisma and Noszombie. Again, I cheated. I know that the scoreline was very close, but I don't remember who won. Let me capitalize the Z in zombie. That just looks a little bit better. So Prisma, I believe, is from Argentina. Noszombie, I know, is from Australia. So more or less opposite sides, but both Southern Hemisphere folks. And looking at the maps real quick, very similar to the maps we just saw, except we have Nomad as the neutral map to start us off, and we also have Pizza for Noszombie. Both players picking Persians as their first pick. You get free pick, first pick out of, except, you know, not including the civs that have been auto-banned and the civs that have been banned by each player. So let me load up the game and we can get into this. Again, very close set, so just keep your expectations wide open for both these players. I think Prisma is around 30th seed, and Noszombie is around 90th seed, so Prisma definitely expected to win here. And I need to reset the scores and capture age once we load up. I'm just going to leave these colors, but we have a new best of 5 between Prisma and Noszombie. First game is on Nomad. And this is, of course, Wandering Warrior Cup Nomad, where you have one side that is closed off. And players are just going to build TCs right next to each other. There is no treaty, so the players might not realize they're right next to each other quite yet. I'm going to fast forward a little bit through the beginning, just because I do want to get to the Leary set after this. Villager finds a nice spot for the dock on the top side, and on the left side for Prisma. TC's going up at similar times. Resources look pretty decent for both players. You can maybe say that Noszombie has a little bit better access to a lot of the map, just because this peninsula that Zebra is on the start of kind of limits access. And I think, yeah, so Prisma saw the wood that's been chopped there, and the boar that ran by, so he does know that Noszombie is right next to him. Idle TC times very low for both players. Persian player, of course, is able to get fish out a little bit faster, so 3 versus 2. Oh, is Noszombie idle TC or housed? Looks like he is indeed. Got housed on 15, not ideal. Maybe not a Nomad player, I'm not sure. I have it so dialed. As long as this villager's alive, if I lose this villager or she's placed somewhere else, I have like when I need to build a house, when I need to build a fishing ship, just built into my body at this point, into my muscle memory. I guess maybe also having a slightly different version of Nomad, where since it's Wandering Warriors Cup 2 Nomad, getting housed again, really not ideal here. Maybe it's tournament nerves. This is, I think, first game for both players. This was round of 128. So maybe some tournament nerves, and it might be nice just to get your tournament nerves out on like a more classic map, you know, just on Nomad. Map that's played much more often than a lot of these maps. Are both players just going up Fast Castle? Wait, no, okay. Noszombie is going up in Feudal Age. He does have a stone more or less protected, but he has to figure out where he wants to go out for gold. Interesting wall off. Probably just to protect your wood line from getting towered. And I guess, yeah, since he's going to collect gold there, that's a decent wall off. He's just... Okay, he repositions his villager. I was going to say, like, what are you going to do with that vill on that side of the wall? That barracks position was supposed to be hidden. But very good outpost here by Prisma to see exactly what's going on. And he's going... Okay, he's going feudal as well. And out to this back gold, a little bit slow on the gold. We have another forward dock here by Prisma. And getting double bit for both players. Fires just for Noszombie so far, because Prisma is very limited on the gold. I believe fire is 30 gold. So he would be able to afford one, and he only has one dock. Okay, he has purchased one now. And also a archer on the way for him. I'm getting the players mixed up, aren't I? Yeah. Players are opposite in the scoreboard as they are in geographic position on this map. This almost feels like Arabia plus a little bit of water fight, because both players are actually going for feudal military, which makes sense in this situation. And a little bit of a wall off on the other side just to make sure that the gold is safe, or at least they have vision before the archers arrive right on their gold. But yeah, with this wall off that Nos has set up, it's going to be very difficult for Prisma to do any damage. And I mean, the same goes for the units that Nos has. It's going to be more of a fight on the water, which is even 1-to-1 right now, as both players just bring back units to repair. Look at that. Yellow has a village here even. But three fires against one isn't going to be ideal. I think that villager needs to run, and does run. Yeah, players focusing on two different places. Yellow did go all the way around, it looks like. And now has some skirms in the back here, which could potentially bother Nos's units as well. Fire numbers are in favor of Prisma, and he does have 2 demos on the way out. These choke points make it very dangerous for demos. Oh, but we have demos from both players. And actually saving that demo. Is he going to repair? No, just finds a nice opportunity there, and both players go back for the repairs. Classic modern water fights. Villagers... Okay. I was wondering why that was just idle for so long. Yellow might get his villager taken out. No, okay. It's just going to be a scrim fight. This almost feels like Socotra, actually. Socotra plus water? No, that's not really realistic. And yeah, food count for both players has been very limited. This hasn't been like a matter of, yeah, I'm just going to play light water and then go up. It's like, I'm going to put all of my food into villagers and skirms and hope that does something. But I really feel like both players could stop skirm production to some extent, finish their walls, and be in a pretty good position. I don't know. Prisma might not actually be. He's in... I thought he was going to be an okay because he had good access to the outside, but he's at risk of being walled off and he doesn't realize it. Or maybe he realizes it now, but it's a little bit too late. Stonewall is going up. Villager is on decent HP, so can actually finish these walls. It's just a one-on-one fight. Neither player, I guess, really is going to be investing in skirms long term. And yeah, enough time to finish getting those walls up. Meanwhile, the water fight seems like it's been pretty even, but yeah, I guess I might have missed some fights. It does feel like our underdog, Nos, is in a good position forward at market. I don't know if that market goes up. There's enough skirms here to help deny it. Are we just going to be trading off the vills that come forward to build the market? Or just have other... Yeah. Or you just try to attack the house instead of the vill on accident. And both players should be up soon with a little bit of market selling from Nos. No, horse collar. Get up, dude. That's a misplay. Okay, now he gets up. He canceled horse collar. Okay. And we do have a tower on Nos's stone. So, Prisma's not completely... Or sorry, on Prisma's wood. I got both the player and the resource wrong. Prisma does still have a decent amount of space back here, but there is no gold beyond the one that he's on right now. Water fight still fairly even. I think we have... Yeah, some of these fire galleys have been repaired, some have not. Coming forward. Okay, just a sheep back here. And a few farms in the back for Nos. But so far, Prisma seems to be winning on water. Ooh, there was quite a few villagers that were right next to the dock as the demo came out. I don't know if they were going to try to take out that dock with vills, or what was the play. Can this demo hit them? Oh my! Solid demo. Solid demo. Glad I caught that. And so yeah, about a minute advantage here for Prisma as it gets up. And the play is a stable. I would expect siege as well, being so close. Yeah, just saying stable. Okay, there's the siege workshop and getting the war galley upgrade to try to win water. I mean, seems to be in a pretty comfortable position to win water. There are no... Oh no, the fishing ships are just being brought over by Nos. And maybe he's thinking of adding some here. Ooh, but there's one fire that's just been hanging around here, I guess, just to wait for the fishing ships to be transferred over. I'm not sure exactly what the play is for these fishing ships. Nos up is heavily on stone and will have a castle in no time. Is he going to buy the castle right now? You don't go forward, right? Yeah, you don't go forward and try to just force up the castle. Where are these vills going? I think he's trying to figure out exactly where he places the castle. But you're right next to the siege workshop, my dude. What is this? Are you trying to trap the knights in? It almost feels like he's trying to trap the knights in with the castle. Okay. Okay. I think that's safe. Mangonel is 50% out. We do have skirms here, but they don't really have that many upgrades. Yeah, not even fletching. So they're doing very limited damage. And they're also shooting at the castle. Now the Mangonel, this is what hurts. You need to be able to get the castle up and still have economy behind it. But the... Okay, just survives. The Mangonel just survives under the TC fire. And the Knights are in under the TC. There's just too many targets for this TC to shoot at. Villagers... Ah, you're losing so many vills in the process. I mean, does this castle win you the game? I don't think so. Castle goes up. Mangonel will go down very shortly. Doesn't get any more kills. And one knight of his own for Nos. He's able to make Lightest and Knights now. I mean, I don't think vills matter too much. This is almost like an arena game. Where you just need to pen in your opponent and prevent him from going anywhere. I think Zebra might need transport ships immediately. He's going to try to fish boom off of this because he doesn't have very much space at all. Producing 4 fishing ships at a time. Using up all that wood. Knowing that all of the farms that he has around his TC are probably very exposed, potentially going down at any point. Nos only has 2 on food though, so not able to reproduce any of those villagers that went down earlier. So yeah, I'm not sure where this game's going from here. It seems very close. Additional town center, interesting. Behind the castle, where it feels safe. Monk, I thought was going to go for this relic right here. Oh, deciding to go for the conversion first. Makes sense. Pulling back the weak Lightest. Very well done by our slightly weaker player here, Nos. Monk still has conversion juice. Still going for that. If that Lightest pulls back with the Knights. I mean, I think the Monk might be converting the really weak Knight. But, oh yeah. So the Lightest will take that out first. Ooh, pulls back. I don't know. Oh, he actually pulls it back. He's going to get that, like, 2 HP Knight. Is it going to be worthwhile? Wow. This is... Wait, I'm paying way too much attention to what's really not important at all. I think those Knights have been tasked to the quarter of the map. Lightest does finally catch up. I don't think we have Husbandry in or anything. We have Bloodlines. We have 1.4 speed. Oh, against 1.35. Okay, so we do have Husbandry in. So the Lightest will hunt that down. And the Monk will actually end up next to a relic. A very useful relic. Lightest trying to come in. I mean, the teal Lightest just looks so sleek. Dangerous. Monks as well for our Persian player to try to help convert the Lightest. And Knights are trying to get out. Lightest will not get the kill. Will it get converted? Okay, it gets deleted. And a castle in return for our Persian player to try to make sure that his only little bit of land doesn't get completely enclosed. And the Knights stop attacking the gate. Okay, yeah, the house is going to fall much faster than a stone gate. But yeah, intent on getting out. This is actually owned by Prisma on the left side, or on the bottom side, so it could be something that it controls. Both players on very low, I guess no, 24 fishing ships is probably what most of that food is there for Prisma. So more likely to get up, but I don't think either of them are in any position to race up to Imperial Age and start trying to treb each other's castles. Though Rams, yeah, Rams are absolutely a play here. You already have the Siege Workshop here. It's very difficult to take out these Rams. Plus Petards. Yo, Nos is in trouble. Nos is in big trouble. I said this was going to be a competitive set. Prisma's going to have to throw pretty hard from this position. We'll have to hope the other games go a little bit better. The Monk has taken in 3 relics so far. So these Knights Knights and Lightest do have a lot of good upgrades. There are a few skirms in the castle coming out to try to help. Trying to get conversions, but yeah, this castle's going down. Knights coming in from behind. The battering rams go on to the next target, which is the town center, which is also in range of the castle. And yeah, I don't think Monks are going to be able to save you in this position, my friend. TC goes down. You have 1 TC left. You're relying on Monks to pretty much protect your entire economy. Knights can always just jump back into the castle as they get attacked. I think I can fast forward this one. New TC. Just a farm TC. I mean, I guess this is a moment where you practice just getting all the nerves out. We have Atonement coming in from Teal. So yeah, Teal's just ready to go full clown on this. We have Lightcap come in, clean up all the monks. Villagers trying to take out rams, and yeah, that's it. So I'm going to fast forward through any bits that I think are probably over just because I want to get to the Leary set after this. I hope you understand. Game number 2. We'll hope it's a little bit more competitive. We have Graupel. And again, both players just start on the middle island like we saw with the last set between Valessa and Z40. And they both go out to find a wood line. Did he not? Oh, he didn't see that wood line. Okay, because that would have been a really nice TC with the gold and the wood right there. Did he lose a stone? No, he didn't. He deleted it in time before the villagers started beating away. So didn't lose a stone in the process, which can always be really awkward. We just need one extra stone to drop that third TC. But because you rebuilt your town center, you get into a weird position. Prisma going to the middle, it looks like, to drop a dock. Yeah, unless he wanted to go out the outside, but no. Transporting villagers over to the middle, and then going to transport it back home, it looks like. Yeah. So a little bit out of order, I guess, for optimal villager production, but you do want to get that town center up as quickly as possible. And that's the reasoning behind that. Meanwhile, Noszombie on the other side playing as the Italians, getting up that fishing ship even faster because it's cheaper and because he was able to build his dock just on the shoreline, or he chose to build his dock just on the shoreline. Both players collected quite a few sheep that start along the outside ring of this lake, just collected with the transport ship. And now both players trying to use their transport to block fishing ships from dropping off, because that's what you do at this point in the game. Which is a good sign that later we'll have some good blocks with different ships if both players choose to fight water. That we saw in the last set. Valessa just, he did things differently. I don't want to spoil that, but yeah, he had some different plans. I won't say whether that was successful or not, just, yeah, expect different. Nos, first one up with the Italians, the cheaper uptime, or cheaper, up cost. So getting up a little bit faster. Also having that fishing ship out a little bit faster helps as well. But Zebra's not too far behind either. 2 villagers up as well. Oh, Zebra had a minute of idle TC time. I'm guessing, I don't know what that would be for. And both players look like they're going to be playing water. We have 3 docks for both, but they're kind of overlapping in positioning. And Nos sending the villager back home. They're going to try to prevent Prisma from building any outposts and identifying what the game plan is. Really smooth build here for Nos, it feels like. Getting all these fires out very quickly. I'm guessing he has probably none on food. Okay, just a few on the shorefish that are in the back here. And of course, you have all the fishing ships produced. 5 fishing ships on the way up to, in Dark Age, on the way up to Feudal Age is very impressive. And now, of course, all the fish from Prisma are on the run. So they're going to be not collecting any extra food to get them up to Castle Age in the future. But I guess Nos hasn't really realized he needs to protect his own fish in the process. Maybe he's happy just trading. I don't know. I feel like... Would you prefer Malians or Italians in the late game on this map? I actually think Italians have a good shot, because I feel like Malians struggle to some extent against gunpowder, and Italians are all about that mass gunpowder. Italians have decent mobility as well. But of course, we're not there yet. We're still working on the fires, and I don't know. This is fairly close, but we do have advantage Prisma in terms of fire numbers. Teal sending a villager out to try to repair, and we do have equal production from both players. Now some demos. That can really swing the favor. Block with the transport. Get the demos in here. Okay, demo doesn't get a massive hit, but a decent hit. And the tide has turned for Nos's favor. Fires are here. Repairs aren't quite strong enough to keep that one fire alive, but fires are being chased back home before they can be repaired. Did he just snipe a fish? He turned, he saw the fish was weak, he sniped it, and then continued on his way to keep fighting. Really well done, Nos. Just turned on for a second there. I don't know what happened. It's almost like he was playing co-op. One person was doing macro at home, and one person was working on the fire macro up, or micro up front. Behind this, both players limited food eco. Yeah, Nos very limited. Or he must have been off food for a moment, because right at the limit, yeah, he's not like getting Fletcher or anything. I don't know where else that food would have been invested into. Demo just hanging out here. Is it gonna get taken out? Okay, just barely comes back for repairs. A good thing about like good demo players will use the demo as a feint as well to force their opponent to have, you know, pull back units that they otherwise wouldn't want to pull back. And Zebra just give up water. He took bad fights. I guess he took bad fights. 12 versus 7. Those few demos that came in really helped Prisma. Though, it really helped Zombie, Nos. Though if you just group up all your fires here, you're just asking for a demo. Maybe it's a purposeful bait. Now spreading them all out. Trying to see if there's any more fights to engage in. Starting the wall off with Stonewall? Indeed, Stonewall. Okay. Did leave a one tile gap there, I believe. So not ideal. But yeah, water control now getting Loom. Wow, skip Loom. That build order that he had was so well perfected at the beginning. And behind, it really feels like Prisma will be the first one to click up. He does have a market, needs a blacksmith still. But really could click up right now. Probably focusing on the water fight though. Yeah, repositioning the fires around. Does have the transport in his opponent's base. I guess just to see potentially what's going to come forward. Or vision. And Doc's slowly getting taken out. There's the click up for both players, actually. Okay, so I really feel like Prisma missed his timing a little bit. But yeah, both players getting up, and it does feel like Nos is going to hold water, and it might just turn into a boom fest after this. Does lose a fishing ship. A little bit sloppy there, but not the end of the world. Do we see any military production building for Prisma? Doesn't look like it. I don't know. Just deciding to boom. Maybe he thinks he has a big age up advantage? Or is he gonna... Ooh, bringing the transport back over. And deciding to build... Oh no, that's Nos's dock. Dude, you gotta be really careful here. Does Nos see that as the transport goes around? He does. He pulls the fire back. And he does have outposts everywhere. Okay, that was just a transport to get a little bit closer for TC. When you're up against a player who's had their fish alive, and can fish boom plus boom behind, though I'm not seeing any additional town centers go up. Is this fast in for Nos? Just make I mean, he's not even making fishing ships. What is this? What is this? Okay, now he makes a... Oh, he added a stable. I missed that. So it looks like knights plus boom behind, which, yeah, just feels way safer. The full boom when you don't have water control and you can't continue to make fishing ships to support your economy. So risky. Forward outpost, just like we saw with Baskets and Leary. Villagers, you don't see the knights yet. You saw the knights. You run. Oh, actually, just went for the vill instead. And knights are being spread out around the economy. What has Nos seen? He sees two town centers that he needs to avoid. But meanwhile, he just can go straight to the back. There is going to be another town center back there. 4 TC booming for our guy with the cheaper town centers. Malians, of course, saving wood on their buildings. Villagers are able to wall themselves a little bit. That's still open. Knight can still come around. But yeah, this entire economy is just about idled, forcing a panic monastery, double monastery. And these knights have no upgrades. Like, the amount of reaction that they've generated is huge, while Nos is just sitting behind. And if Prisma had just produced a few military buildings, this would be a completely different game, leaving himself wide open to be attacked. So yeah, I'm just going to keep this on a slight fast forward because I don't see this coming back for Prisma. His decision making is a little bit questionable. First game seemed good. He was making skirms. He was you know, taking some initiative, trying to get himself out of the tight spot, and then took a very good fight under the castle as Nos has been trying to get the castle up. But now Nos seems to have all the initiative, has water control, can can add some light cav if he wants to, once he sees the monks come forward. The monks can also snipe these mangonels. And of course he has this he doesn't have the outpost anymore, but he has town watch plus these houses, these forward houses that give him a lot of vision. And he's going to add more outposts. Look, those houses show him the monks coming forward. So he just pulls the knights out preemptively. The knights can't get, or the, wait, does he see that castle even with the, I think he sees the castle, yeah. So he knows exactly what's there. He can move the mangonel around to try to stop this castle from going up, but realizes, you know what, that's a little bit too far, too late. And yeah, just has great vision. And he knows he probably can get up first, win the fight right here and now. And as the lower seed, this is probably pretty exciting. Redemption looks like it did come in, but do we have Sanctity for this monk? We don't. Okay. So yeah, Gebetto would be good if they weren't up against ranged units soon in the form of the Genoese crossbowmen once this castle goes up. And I'm guessing Imp in 3, 2, 1. Bop. There we go. Imp is in. Entire, I guess the middle of the base here for Prisma is cut off. Does Nos know that this TC's there? He's, I don't know. I don't think he's seen the farm. I think that's just Capture Age showing us the farm. So yeah, he doesn't actually know that there's another corner that's completely raidable. That's a section where the monks can't get to easily. Siege plus all these knights. I mean, there's, yeah. Siege plus all the knights would completely decimate this section of Prisma's economy. Prisma is even in overall eco units. Matches the fishing ships plus the villagers. And to try to protect the economy in the back, Nos is just going to add siege of his own. Monk can convert these Gebettos, though if he gets pulled out of position, okay, it does get the conversion and can just pull back. Gebettos do get through buildings very quickly. But yeah, what's the response here from Prisma once he sees that we have the uptime? No Trebuchet quite out yet. Okay, now Trebuchet's clicked. Oh, castle forward. Interesting. So just going to return the favor. Try to make sure he has, yeah, somewhere to continue attacking. But, yeah, when your opponent also can build castles and is an imp, rough position, bud. Fires are even being controlled on the shoreline to make sure he can't get back on water. Monks are there to help protect. Feels like Italians are just superior at this point in the game. Ooh, the castle's even ranging the Gebettos. Not ideal. Thought he was outside of range because of where the line is. Gebettos are going to try to run in because they have nothing else to do. You have these mangonels and these monks just on patrol here, which is just so funny to me. And yeah, just another layer of walls behind. Gonna make those Gebettos have almost no chance. And it looks like Nos did see the town center in the top here. And we have a ram push. Okay. Okay. What can this ram push do? We have BBC behind attacking the rams. We have villagers repairing. We have knights here. Gebettos were in the rams. We've seen this by Phosphoru. That's usually just up against monks, not up against so many Imperial Age upgrades. I think the castle actually goes down. Oh, I don't know. The repairs are kind of outmatching the villagers now. More rams coming forward, and they're not really pathing exactly as they need to. Castle's low. BBC's still fighting or shooting? Yeah, BBC's still shooting, but shooting at the Gebettos instead of the rams. And more rams coming, and that is a downed castle here. So, I mean, I think, yeah, this forward castle is going to do the trick. Gebettos are just running into nothing here. Oh, sorry, the forward castle is not going to do the trick here. The defensive trackle by Nos is going to do the trick. And yeah, I guess Prisma sees, okay, I got this ramp push, but what next? I don't really have the economy to get up to Imperial Age. My opponent has full water control. He could make, yeah, I mean, he's looked like galleys were being invested into. Could make cannon galleons as well. So very limited there in terms of options for Prisma. A little bit outmatched. And yeah, I think the choice to boom off of not winning water is a little risky. Though I guess we've seen it in other situations, just his uptime was too slow. Let me look at the uptime here. 1247 for Italians. Solid. Very solid. I mean, this isn't comparable to Arabia since it's a Nomad start, but from what I've seen from players and just what I'm expecting, like from a Nomad uptime to Feudal Age, 1247 is, you know, respectable. So it is 1-1 for the players. I told you guys it was a close match. We're still rooting for the underdog, because we want this to go to game 5. We do want to get to Leary's match after this. Leary's set, but we do also want a close set with exciting games. Game number 3 is on Piece of Pizza. Now that is exciting for me. We haven't seen this map too much in this tournament. I think players are maybe a little bit scared of it. We have immediately a town center in this top side where we have all the food by Prisma, and Nos is also doing the same. We saw the same approach in a lot of games in the previous Wandering Warriors Cup. I think this was in previous Wandering Warriors Cup, or maybe it was a different tournament. Maybe in the food-based tournament. But we did see in the show match between Doubt and Viper promoting this tournament. And then, meanwhile, the players are just going to mill the outside or try to cut towards their main base. And what about on this side? Mill for the opposite player and cutting to their main base as well. So the main advantage here is the areas with the stone you want control of. So this bottom snowy area has larger stone mines, and then the one to the right has larger gold mines. And then, of course, the one to the top left has food. And around the outside, you have a little bit of everything. I guess you have a little bit less food. So that's why town center's in this top left corner, because food is arguably the most important resource in Age of Empires 2. If you've watched my Meals of Empires series, you probably have heard that line many, many times. Nos deciding to wall in the villagers just a little bit. There is potential for vill fighting. And if you lose a villager in one of these quadrants, it can be really tricky to come back. But ideally, players are going to be cutting to reunite a lot of their villagers and economy. Both players bringing in boars and or rhinos. And I'm just going to fast forward until we get to the fun bits, unless players decide to vill fight. But it doesn't look like that's going to be the case. Vill's even bringing in elephants. Look like there's some walls in there to help that out. But yeah, elephants with just 2 villagers can be quite difficult. A little bit of house tricking. These are all things and tools that Nomad players have in their arsenal to make sure they are successful. No one's been housed yet. Resource collected. Yes. Oh, looked like there was a pause. Resource collected has been... okay, it wasn't that significantly more. I guess Romans do collect a lot more resources. Or it's only a 5% faster, but that can really add up. Especially with these games that have slow starts and don't have any water aspect to them. So Nos is first one up, and he is Cumans. I didn't even notice that. So he can build a second town center, but instead he's choosing to use the cheaper stable/range, and he's purposely tasked his villagers to cut through the trees like this. Look at that, remicroing to make sure the villagers aren't blocking each other. This feels like a person who has played Forest Nothing. So do we have a second TC? We do not. We just have a scout. Scout has already killed 1 villager, and villager's really trying to wall herself in. I don't think that's worth towering, but yeah, that villager's more or less going to be idle. And that was the villager collecting gold. And now we have why Romans were picked on this map. We have the double, what do you call it? Double siege workshop. But this is cut through as well. So these villagers can escape and get to more resources. And of course, the scouts in the stable can come to the other side and try to take out these scorpions. I wonder... I don't think you'd go 2 TC here. Like, yeah, it's just a little bit too late. And I don't think you can produce enough scout to deal with these scorpions. Maybe if you could, that would be the play. Scouts look like they're trying to go around and snipe these scorpions if possible. And even a little wall off of the opening he's made. Yeah, not enough scouts here to deal with the scorpion mass. This is straight up just a Phosphor build on a map that probably doesn't get Phosphor builds that often. We have bloodlines coming in, and it looks like these villagers are just gonna escape for now. There aren't really any other military units to harass the villagers. But the fight is gonna be forced very quickly. It looks like these teal scouts are just trying to fight the individual scorpions. that aren't surrounding, yeah, they're all on their own. I guess Scorpions can't really leave the safety of the Siege Workshop too quickly, because otherwise the new ones that'll come out will be sniped out, and these villagers just really want to get through. It looks like this fight is going to be taken fairly soon. Of course, no ballistics can be afforded here. But yeah, villagers going down. Villagers counts nearly even, and now we're taking the fight with the scouts. But yeah, these Scorpions just so strong. More scouts are being produced. More Scorpions are being added. I don't see... I mean, maybe if you can wall... You just bring all your villagers through this little gap in the middle, and you wall behind. And that seems to be the play here from Nos. Deciding, you know what, I just need to keep my scouts alive. They're coming with. They're just here to make sure all the villagers get through. And you can't make stone walls with cumins. So it's just going to be multiple layers of palisade walls, I believe. Yeah, exactly. Look at that. And so it's going to be a Castle Age boom versus a cumin boom where you have, starting with no TC. Yeah, he doesn't even have the wood for a TC. He doesn't have the stone for a TC. I'm going to fast forward this one. I don't have high expectations. I think the Roman build here was just very clever. And yeah, it's getting go through so quickly. Stable's going to go down. Villagers trying to farm. Wait, this is straight no TC farming. You realize you can't afford to make villagers. You just have to make scouts. He's on 9 scouts, 2 archers. Just trying to take this out and calls the GG. Wow. All right, so 1-1-1. 2-1 in favor of Prisma. This was Nos's home map, I believe, unless I had the map draft switched around. Now this feels like Prisma's home map, based off of what we saw. But yeah, okay. Let's go to game number 4. Colin too busy hosting bike tours around Groningen. No, it's more like I don't have a job, so I don't want to be off playing tournaments when I could be casting them. And getting those sweet, sweet Twitch subs. Whoops, that's not what I meant to do. All right, so that was game 3. That's wrong set. There we go. Moving on to Golden Hill. And I'm going to take a quick pause before we start this next game. Or I'll just let it run naturally. But I'm going to be muted. Alright, so we're into Dark Age. Both players have gotten off the middle, off to their wood lines. They have their docks slowly producing fishing ships. Standard start here on Golden Hill. Noszombie has picked the Persians, which will have the faster producing docks and town centers. And Zever has gone for the Bengalis, which has been picked quite a few times on this map. Sometimes to great effect, where they've just had the better late game units. And sometimes when you go for all-in Ratha, they're less effective. I think I can continue fast forwarding. On the back of the map, you have plenty of little fish ponds, the same that you see on Graupel. And players, of course, are going to be fighting for water control as well, because that's just one step towards, one big step towards controlling the middle as well, where the majority of the golds and stones are located on the map. Prisma already going out for the middle gold as his main gold source. As he fights for the water, it looks like. Second dock being built. I do like, yeah, taking the middle gold early when it's still safe. Though he has no real other vision about what's out here. So it's a little bit risky, I guess. And fishing ships being brought back by our Persian player, who is also, yeah, going for fires. Early demo as well. I can lower the speed a little bit here. And yeah, fires versus galleys. We haven't seen galleys too much on this map. it's easy kind of for the galleys to get stuck into a corner, it feels like, if fires get brought around from both directions. Interesting enough, galleys microing into the fires instead of away. Was that Teal's demo? He has one more demo raft coming around. Oh, look at the demo rafts. Sneaky. And yeah, the galley play is absolutely not working. Teal deciding, you know what, I can go for the forward tower as well. Where's it Bill going? So it's going to be a little tower fight for both these players. How did he notice that there was a gold mine? And I don't know where he scouted that. Or does he not know that there's vills there? But yeah, trying to focus on the tower fight while also focusing on vills. The house doesn't have too much HP on it. And one villager still goes down. And more villagers are being sent. I don't think these Teal vills will be stuck. One of them will be stuck, it looks like. And yeah, Teal completely dominating on water. And going to wall off his side of the choke. And probably just work towards Castle Age, I imagine. Or is he not going to give this up? KD is 15-4 in favor of Noszombie. That's huge. Some of those were villagers, I guess, under the tower as they were taking down the house. And some of those were fishing ships as well. But yeah, it feels like complete dominance here on water by Nos. Just a matter of what the follow-up's going to be. Ooh, Vill trying to dodge the galley. Does successfully dodge it. Fire picks up the chase against the galley. We have a small galley mass. Trying to use the town center as help against the fires. But yeah, fires just too mobile. And there's too many of them. There's not great spots for the galleys to run around. That demo play was just so beautiful there by Nos. Really helped limit the galley numbers. And fast castle age behind this. Very solid build order on this map. The follow-up, I'm guessing, is going to be War Galley and Boom for our Persian player into just a solid late game on water. I think Persians are missing some crucial areas of the water tech tree, but I don't think it's going to be... There's not enough water on this map to make it... yeah. To make the difference. It does get another snipe on the villager. But Castle Age is in. And we have a GG immediately. Okay. You know you're going to be behind in every regard. Doesn't even want to try to take the middle and win this. That felt like a fast GG. Because Prisma can still castle drop the middle and hope to win with Rathas. I mean, it'd probably be Ratha versus Knight or Ratha versus Knight Monk. But yeah, maybe just realizing he has also no land military. And Zever will have free reign on his base with transporting knights over, even if he does control the middle. So it makes sense. You're up against a very strong Persian economy. And the score difference is massive. So yeah, very quick game 4 to put us into match point. And the last map is Inundation, which we haven't seen too much of. So this is Inundation. It's been changed a little bit since the early versions in that is there more food or less food than previous versions? But Nos deciding to stay in the middle with the scouting with the horse, and Prisma deciding to go to the outside. So of course a lot of the gold is in the middle, but a lot more wood is on the outside. I'm going to fast forward during these early bits as players just scout around, find the sheep, find their opponents. I've had some crazy games on this. I think it's been featured in a few Nomad Wars tournaments that were being hosted by Paradox. And villagers can also go out to these outside and bring back boars. And we have some villager shenanigans with the horse, but it looks like everyone made it out of there. Okay, no. Nos lost a villager. Okay, I missed that. So the horse shenanigans did pay off, but a horse is on 4 HP, so can't really repeat that. Also bringing a villager to lame a lot of the deer on the inside. I don't remember what the rules are for laming in this tournament. Probably just need to read the rule book to figure that out. And in previous versions of Inundation, there was also areas where villagers could not cross the water. it was very hard to see which water was crossable and which was not. So you ended up having sheep in very similar areas, or sheep in areas where yeah, they didn't have access. And when you TC the middle, you're very limited on wood control. And what does Prisma decide to do? Outpost. Okay, outpost wasn't what I was expecting. I guess, yeah, you're waiting to get up to feudal age still, so you can't build a tower just quite yet. But yeah, if you get pushed off wood and you're limited to the wood in the middle, it can kind of mean GG in some circumstances. One great thing about Nos's Civ as the Saracens is you can use the market. Stable actually gets denied here. But you can use the market as the Saracens to balance out your economy. You just have to get that market up at some point. And he's going to wall in his wood line as the tower is going up behind, kind of denying that wood line. Though, of course, we'll be able to move over to this other wood line, assuming he still has enough wood in his bank to make a new lumber camp. It almost seems like these villagers are coming over here to make another lumber camp. And what's the play? Does he realize there are scouts moving around, but they're mainly coming over here to try to take the villagers out? And okay, yeah, just moving to the next lumber camp. And not the biggest deal here for our Saracens player, who's halfway up to feudal age, can continue mining. And this villager, I think, is just going to make a new tower. Or not. Deciding, uncertain. Market and blacksmith, I imagine, shortly behind. We have a little bit of a Vill fight plus scout fight. Does take one more Vill. So Eco KD is 0-2. Why are you taking this fight? It seems so weird to take that fight when you could just sit underneath your town center. 3-1. Maybe really wanted to take out these extra villagers here. But what's the food eco look behind? Looks decent for a Khmer player. Has the score lead as well. But there's the tower. You must have realized the tower is going to come up. Hasn't recognized that yet. Too busy with the Vill fighting. The scout's looking for damage, but with the spears nearby, going to be difficult. Is he going to try to ram down the house in the tower? It looks like that's exactly the play. And of course, this tower is unupgraded. The villager is just going to repair. And just forced to find another wood line. Luckily, has enough wood in the bank to continue on. But yeah, this fast castle has been denied for the moment. So Prisma has been successful in that regard. Because I have seen with Saracens on this map, no way, these villagers are just going to keep towering, aren't they? Okay, at least now the spears are here. The horse can block to make sure the spears get the kill. I mean, you need a lot of spears, though. And now the scouts are here, and the spears are under risk of dying, and then all of these villagers are being exposed. And there's the tower. Yep, okay, we knew it was coming. I think counter tower is the play here from Teal. If he had stone remaining. If he hadn't sold it all as Saracens. But yeah, castle's been denied. The eco for our Saracens player is full gold. And I was going to say, I've seen Saracens just go full gold into Monk and Siege and be an absolute menace. So I think Prisma has enough of an economy here that he can find some sort of counter. These yellow villagers really trying to force up the tower, and it's been unsuccessful. Spears are still here to help defend these villagers, and it looks like we're going to have a little bit of a wall off. So even if the spears go down, it will be protected. Quick walls in time, and as long as the villagers don't go outside the base, they are safe. This villager could be killed if one of these stone walls is deleted. Behind this, we have a stable. Okay. So I thought it's not just, yeah, siege. We're going to have double stable. Almost no food economy. So using the market to buy food, which is even harder than it used to be. And I feel like Prisma being just seconds behind is probably feeling fairly confident. The food economy is going to continue to be what hunt is available in the middle. Building another town center in the middle. And then otherwise just using... okay, it is getting horse collar. So this isn't full YOLO strategy. Campbell finding a few exposed vills here from yellow. And yellow going to go, oh, that could be such a better castle. Why? No, I mean, you do have to take control of the middle. So you want to make sure your castle goes up. But, yeah, it could have arranged this town center. I don't know. It's okay. Do have some sort of gold control. Unless monks and siege come out. Okay, we have monastery here from Nos. Towers. And Ballista Elephant. Not ideal against monks. I think monks do pretty well here. And yeah. Nos kind of just knew his opponent would have to come to him for gold. So he just built up an economy and now adapts. Saracens are great at adapting. Yeah. Scorpions are the approach, I guess. Khmer do have ideal scorpions with extra range. And monks need redemption to convert them. And of course, yeah, these scorpions can be converted or repaired forever. So we just have a little bit of a micro dance, which is always what this this game turns into. And we did see the scorpions be very successful when Prisma was playing as the Romans earlier. We finally have a conversion against these Ballista Elephants. And yeah, Ballista Elephant beats Scorpion. You can't out-rapport that. You can eventually take out the Ballista Elephant with the upset Ballista Elephants, but it really feels like we need those scouts alive again from Prisma to take out some of these monks, because otherwise these Ballista Elephants are just being converted one after another. I doubt we have... what's it called? Oh, does it not show up here? Yeah, the new technology isn't here in the monastery. I forget what it's called. Devotion? Yeah, Devotion's not showing up here. And it's available for every civilization, so... I know that's just maybe an older version of Capture Age I have. Ballista Elephant that's been converted. Just watching over these villagers. And a second town center, or a second castle, now this time in range. And Nos has taken the villager score with the second TC. Being able to safely send additional villagers over here. And a third TC in the middle to make up for this one that'll slowly go down. Nos also slowly taking in stone. I'm not sure where... Okay, stone's being collected here. Another TC in the back. So there's just an eco approach with the Saracens, who are used to seeing go all in. And then defense with monks against, yeah, what almost feels like an all-in that Prisma is forced into because of the TC placement. I'm curious what we're going to see further on into the tournament with this new version of Inundation. Whether players are going to just TC in the middle, or are they going to choose to TC on the outside like Prisma did. Because I still think TC middle is better. You guys can let me know what your thoughts are on where you should place the TC. Do those turkeys get sent to Prisma? Interesting. I mean, there's so many sheep that have been collected by what looks like an auto scout. Scout. And we have redemption in now for Nos. So he can convert the buildings, he can convert any scorpions. And he has found an ideal position to build a castle. He has all the military needed to defend. And Prisma's... Or sorry, for Nos, that is. And it looks like Prisma's given up making military because it's just being all being converted. And instead working on the boom to try to catch up in villager numbers. Doesn't realize, I guess, or now he should realize, that all of his gold income is going to be stopped. Yeah, meanwhile, very little military activity on the outside. And, yeah, Nos is just doing a better job of expanding, it feels like. The Khmer elephants, the Ballista elephants, are trying to come around, see what they can do. They're just going to run into an outpost. And the Saracen market allows Nos to be the first one up. And Prisma is a little bit, is somewhat close. 33 on farms. If he idled his TCs right now, he would be able to get up shortly. And with 2 castles against 1, you would expect that's pretty good odds of winning a Treb War. But just trying to go up organically without limiting villager. Okay, now idling and up. But yeah, I don't think this is... I don't know. Maybe this could go either way. This is Game 5. Winner of this Treb War might take the set and move on in Wandering Warriors Cup 2. And the loser might be relegated to playing in the Community Cup, which everyone can still sign up in. Ballistas are finding some value. But of course, the whole army here is coming to yeah, make them lose hope. We have monk upgrades. We have chemistry coming in for Nos. And first trebuchet has been made and sent to the back to make sure it doesn't get killed by a castle. Prisma's already ready to start doing the repairs. And behind it, he has, you know, a decent economy. It is housed now. It's going to be housed even worse as he loses this castle. 2 trebs being out before you're up to imp. is a terrible, terrible look. Lightcap trying to come in and do damage underneath the town center, but really great vision here by Nos to see that. Saracen Camels plus Monks make it seem very hard for Khmer to have an answer. Feels like the answer is something that requires way more economy. Something like Halb plus, I mean, Halb Arb, maybe? Or Halb Onager. Yeah, really rough. But out of stone now for Prisma. And left with 1 castle against 4 trebuchets. That's not going to last very long. And he just doesn't have any other military to help him with this. I think the underdog is actually going to take this set. Like, Prisma hasn't played bad. This has definitely been exciting games. But now that the camels have free reign, and those are really strong Saracen camels, Prisma's remaining in the middle to try to repair these trebuchets, take out some of his opponent's trebs, and might just feel like he's out of options. And there's the GG well played. Good luck next. Love the sportsmanship. I don't know what Prisma did wrong there. It almost felt like the towers felt good. I like that. It almost felt like being in the middle just gives you such a big advantage. Yeah, I think Khmer is also a slightly odd pick. I've seen Magyars do well here. Saracens definitely do well here. Malians do well here because, you know, you might be limited on wood if you're TCing in the middle, and the cheaper buildings help a lot. Military. Yeah, just better fights for Nos. He's had 9 conversions. That's pretty big. And I think also scouting at the beginning there, and if he had castle dropped one of those town centers at the beginning, he would have been in a much better position. Also, maybe adding a barracks and adding some spears to get a nice forward position with that castle drop would have helped a lot. A lot of the times, Khmer players are just going to be skipping that barracks. I guess we can check the map real quick. Now, we do have a barracks, but that might have been... Yeah, these look like they just got built right now. 0% efficiency. Kind of indicates that they did not produce a single spear the entire game. So yeah, some spears to try to help control this position, allow that first castle to be built a little bit further up, would have definitely changed the feel of that game. But yeah, well played to both players. Very exciting set. I'm glad both players felt like they brought their A game. Unfortunately, I think it's getting a little bit too late, and I don't think I can cast the Leary versus antagonist set, but I'm sure someone else is, and I can just raid them instead. Let's see if I am indeed correct. I assume like Dave or T90 are casting. Oh, Danielle's casting. Even better. All right, thanks everyone for showing up. Hopefully you guys enjoyed those games with somewhat lesser known players, but still very strong members of the community, and some wonderful introduction to different strategies into Wandering Warriors Cup as we move into the next stages. Until next time.
Strong. Oh, telefon's a bit. Hey Colin, thank you so much for the raid. I appreciate it. Hope you had a good stream. Ooh.